So my dear students, this is my second video of our second chapter, that is history and the concept of time. So in this video I will be covering the topics such as the measurement of time and the various methods of measuring time. The second one we are going to cover is the historical periods. Okay, the different two types of historical periods, that is prehistoric period and historic period. And the third point which we are going to cover today is the scientific methods of measuring time and establishing age. Okay, that is we are going to study the two types of dating techniques, that is carbon 14 analysis and tree ring analysis. So let's begin with our lecture. So dear students, the first topic is how do we measure time? So to measure time is to measure the length of time. So if we want to know that a particular thing, it requires how much time? Okay, for that we need to measure the length of time. Okay, by measuring the length of time, we come to know what type of time is being required. So here are certain units of measuring the time. For example, second, we all know second. Okay, 60 seconds, 1 second. So second is the smallest unit of measuring the time. Okay, next is minute. After that, hour, day, week, fortnight, month, year, century and millennium. This we have already seen in our first video. Okay, so these all are the units of measuring time. Okay, by considering these units, we come to know, okay, the particular time required for a particular thing. So my dear students, there are various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. Okay, in different countries of the world, they have various different types of methods. We cannot say the methods which we are using in India, the same method will be applied in the country like USA. Okay, so there are various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. Of this method, the common era or the Christian era is widely used. And we generally indicate a particular day by writing the date of that day. Okay, with the help of that date, we come to know the time when a particular event has occurred. So the date consists of the serial number of that day followed by the name or serial number of the current month and then the serial number of the current year. We know that our date include what? It includes the day, the month and the year. Okay, so with the help of these three things which is included in date, we come to know when a particular event has exactly taken place. Okay, and it is an age-old custom to start a new era to commemorate a special event. Okay, we have seen there are various methods of measuring time, and we also know that the Christian era began in the memory of Jesus Christ. Okay, so now this point, what does this point say? It is an age-old custom to start a new era to commemorate a special event. Okay, so we'll look now at one example. So with the help of that example, you'll come to know exactly. So students, here are certain examples. So with the help of that examples, you all will come to know why it is an age-old custom to start a new era, okay, to commemorate a special event. The first example given here is that of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, he has started a new era or a shaka, okay, which is known as Rajya Abhishek Shaka in 1674 AD. Okay, AD means when? It is in the common era or Christian era. Okay, to commemorate his coronation. Okay, coronation is one type of event. Okay, in order to commemorate or in order to start, the meaning of the word commemorate is to start, is to begin. Okay, his coronation. So in order to start his coronation, in order to start his event, okay, he started a new era or a shaka which is known as Rajya Abhishek Shakha in 1674 AD, that is in the Common Era or Christian era. Next example given is that the Shalivahan Shaka and the Vikram Samvat are two eras that are used in India. Shalivahan Shaka, the image has I have applied on the screen, you will come to know. Okay, that type of image, it represents the Shalivahan Shaka, religious spiritual leaders we can call them. And Vikram Samvat, it is that type of calendar, okay, which represents the Hindu religion. Okay, you all may have heard about it, that is Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jyeshtha, Ashadha, Shravan, Bhadrapada, Ashwina, Kartik and Margashila. Okay, so this all type of months, okay, it is mostly called as the Hindu religion calendar. Okay, so that type of era is known as a Vikram Samvat, and these two type of eras, that is Shalivahan Shaka and Vikram Samvat, okay, are the two types of eras which are still being practiced, which are still being used in country India. So my dear students, another example here given is of the Hijri era. The Hijri era represent the Islamic era. Okay, it represents the era which is dedicated to the Islamic religion, because it was started by Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad is a founder of the Islamic religion. Okay, the image is being displayed on the screen. So this Prophet Muhammad, in order to commemorate, in order to begin the event of his migration, okay, the meaning of the word migrated means to move from one place to another. Okay, so in order to commemorate the event, okay, when he migrated from Mecca to Medina, he started the Hijri era. You all can see beside the image of Prophet Muhammad, a small image is being displayed. Something is being written in Urdu language. Okay, so that represents the Hijri era, the calendar of the Hijri era. The next example given is of the Parsi community. We know India is a country full of diversity, okay, where different religion people live together, the people speaking different languages, the people having their own tradition, own customs. Okay, each and every people are different and unique in their own way, in their own tradition. So the Parsi community is one type of community which uses the Shahanshai era. Okay, you all can see in the image being displayed there how the Shahanshai era used to be. Okay, this era are having their own tradition, they are having their own customs, they are having their own calendar. Okay, and therefore the Parsi community uses the Shahanshai era. My dear students, do not get confused between all these eras. Once again, I am doing a revision here. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj started the Rajyabhishek Shakha in 1674 AD. Next we saw Shalivahan Shaka and Vikram Samvat. Okay, are two types of eras which are used in India, and the Hijri era was started by Prophet Muhammad. Okay, and the Parsi community uses the Shahanshai era. My dear students, these eras are important from the exam point of view because mostly this type of questions are being asked in Match the Following. Okay, so I hope there won't be any confusion and you'll have understood it clearly. Dear students, we are starting with our next topic, that is historical periods. My dear students, we have learned in our first lesson that history is a science which tells us about the events that happened in the past. And we have also learned that every past moment, okay, the moment which has already taken place makes up the past. And the past is a subject matter of history. But my dear students, in a broad sense, the period of history goes back to the time of the birth of our solar system. We know what is solar system. You all have already learned this in EVS 1 subject. Okay, so it is believed that our solar system came into being about 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, imagine about 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, so along with the solar system, we also know that we live on the planet Earth, and our Earth is the part of the solar system. So it is also believed that the Earth was also formed about 4.5 billion years ago along with the solar system. Okay, and the lifespan of the Earth, okay, that is 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, that is a formation of, from the formation of the Earth, okay, till now it is a very vast period. Okay, it is a very long period, we can say broad period. Okay, about 4.5 billion years ago till now. Okay, and therefore it is not easy for us, okay, to acquire this entire period, to understand this entire period all at once. Students, therefore the time in history is divided into two main periods, that is the prehistoric period and the historic period. So students, what is prehistoric period? Prehistoric period means, the word prehistory, it means before history, means the period before history. Okay, means the period for which no written records are available to write the history. Means what has happened in the past, that written records are not available for us to understand. Okay, and historic period. So historic period is the period for which the written records are available, using which we can write history. Means whatever event has happened in the past, we come to know with the help of the written records that are available in the history, and because of that we can conclude that yes, so and so event has taken place. So my dear students, our next topic is scientific methods of measuring time and establishing age, that is dating techniques. So we are going to see by using different dating techniques, that is two type of dating techniques. Okay, how we will able to understand whatever when the event has really taken place in the past. So we have studied, okay, that we measure time by measuring the length of time. Now my dear students, we are actually measuring time when we talk about today's date or a day. Suppose it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the week, okay, and so on. So we have seen that there are various methods of measuring time, and these methods allow us to identify a particular day or a month or a year, okay, with respect to an earlier or later day, okay, or a month or a year. Now I am giving you one example here. Suppose today it is 10th of July. So yesterday was 9th of July and tomorrow will be 11th of July. Suppose today I will say that this month is month of July. Okay, so the earlier month was June and the next month will be August. So when we measure time, we are actually measuring what? The length of time. Okay, because today it is July, so earlier it was June, so the length of time from today's date till earlier date, okay, we measure the time by the length of time. So my dear students, the information about various events we have seen in the first chapter also, we study the events in history, okay, that has happened in the past. So the information about various events can be obtained with the help of evidence, with the help of proof, which is buried under the ground. Means for example, fossils of dinosaurs or earthen pots which are buried under the surface of the earth. So by digging we come to know that so and so evidence is there, and when we do a research, when we apply the dating techniques or the scientific methods, okay, we come to know about that particular thing. So the evidence in the form of broken man-made artifacts are fallen structures. So Miss fallen structures, we can take the example of forts. Okay, I can give you all the example here of earthquake. When earthquake occurred many years ago, so what happened? The structures were fallen and the structures went into the surface of the earth, we can see. Okay, even the earthen pot, the fossils of dinosaurs or any other animals, okay, which have become extinct now, which are not available, which we cannot see, which we see only in the magazines. Okay, so with the help of these remains, okay, and using scientific methods, we can determine the time of the events that took place thousands of years ago. So my dear students, there are various methods, okay, there are various layers of soil deposited one above the other under the surface of the ground. Okay, you all can look at the image which is being displayed on the screen. So dear students, the period of these layers, okay, and of the remains, that is the evidence found in them, cannot be stated definitely in the terms of dates. By just looking at the dates or by stating the dates, we cannot say that a particular evidence was found in so and so layer on so and so date. It's impossible to identify. Okay, and for that, a rough estimate of how many years ago, okay, a particular evidence was existing, okay, it can be made by using the scientific methods that are also known as the dating techniques. So by using the scientific methods like the dating techniques, two types of dating techniques, that is carbon-14 analysis and tree ring analysis, which is also known as dendrochronology. So by using these two types of dating techniques, okay, we come to know about a particular evidence, okay, or about a particular event that took place thousands of years ago. Okay, so carbon-14 analysis is that type of research which has been done in the scientific lab. Okay, with the help of that research, we come to know about a particular evidence or a particular event. And tree ring analysis, it is that type or that portion of the tree, the we can say the wooden part of the tree. So when we cut the wooden part of the tree, you all can see in the image which I have attached in the on the screen. So you all will come to know that when we cut a particular tree, you all will get to see the circles, okay, the circles lining inside the wood of the tree. Okay, so by studying that circles, the rings, okay, by studying that rings of the tree, we come to know that how much old the tree is, whether it is 200 years old or whether it is 100 years old. Okay, you all have seen big trees. Okay, so when we cut those trees, okay, you all will find out the rings inside the wood of the tree, and by studying that wood, you all will come to know that by studying those rings, you all will come to know how many years old that particular tree is. So I hope you all are clear with these two types of dating techniques, that is carbon-14 analysis and tree ring analysis. Okay. So my dear students, by using this all dating techniques, the two types of dating techniques we just now saw, carbon-14 analysis and tree ring analysis. So by using these techniques of scientific methods, we learn how old the layers of soil and the remains found in them are. The remains means the evidence, the proof. So my dear students, and because of that we can determine their period approximately. And here I am giving an example. If an earthen pot is estimated to be 5,000 years old, okay, so with the help of dating techniques, we can say that the earthen pot dates back roughly to 3000 BC, okay, and then we can conclude that the period of the culture to which the pot belongs must be around 3000 BC. Means by studying the evidence of the earthen pots which I received, okay, which we got from the ground, okay, so that particular evidence, by applying the dating techniques, we come to know how old that pots are. Okay, suppose I will say the pots belongs to 3000 BC, so it means that I will conclude that at that time, okay, in that period, that is 3000 BC, that period, okay, the culture was somewhat related to the pot, that is people used to do the work of making pots, earthen pots. Okay. So my dear students, I hope you all have understood the second chapter, that is history and the concept of time. So once again, let's revise what we have done in the second video. In this video, we have covered the points such as measurement of time and the methods of measuring time. We have also seen the various units of measuring time, that is second, minute, hour, day, week, fortnight, month, year, century and millennium. Also we saw that second is the smallest unit of measuring time, and there are different or various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. And we also saw that in order to commemorate a event, okay, a particular era, different types of eras were started. So Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj started the Rajyabhishek Shaka in 1674 AD. Next was the Hijri era was started by Prophet Muhammad, and the Parsi community uses the Shahanshai era. Then Shalivan Shaka and Vikram Samvat are the two types of eras which are used in India. Next we saw the historical periods, two types of historical period, that is prehistoric period and historic period. Prehistoric period means before history, and historic period means for which written records are available. Afterwards we saw the scientific methods, okay, that is the dating techniques. Two types of methods we saw, dating methods, that is carbon 14 analysis and tree ring analysis, okay, and we saw some examples related to the dating techniques. So I hope you all are clear with this second chapter. I will be providing the notes in the form of PDF. Okay, thank you so much.